Oh yeah, that's what my husband said.
Welcome and thank you for coming to the 2013 24th Annual Heartland Shootout. My name is Liz Watkins and I'm a former player of the Extreme Havoc. Last year we lost a great friend to the Heartland Shootout. Milt Hand was a true Quad City softball treasure and the man responsible for bringing so many ASA National Championship tournaments to the Quad Cities. He lost his battle with leukemia, but he will be forever in our hearts. Can we now have a moment of silence in remembrance of our dear friend and great umpire, Milt Hand. We would now like to honor our nation with the singing of the national anthem. American flags are located at the south entrance and in center field of Diamond 5. Please rise, gentlemen, remove your caps, and listen to the national anthem sung by Tawana Walker.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the parade?
Let's hear it for Tawana. This year, we're proud to induct our 6th member into the Heartland Hall of Fame and the first team of members. The 2013 inductees into the Heartland Hall of Fame is the 1994 Heartland Hustle, coached by Butch Warner. We could go on and on about the success of this team from its inception. We could talk about their amazing success at 12 and under and 14 and under levels. But this team was special. It was in 1994. They were 16 and under, and the team of destiny was about to arrive. To hear this amazing story about an inspiring team, there was nobody better to hear it from than their head coach and Heartland Hall of Famer, Butch Warner.
Thanks, Liz. It was a most unusual year. I don't think I'll ever be through that situation again, but let me explain what happened here a little bit. Were we a team of faith? Did we finally play up to our potential? Are we a team that just capitalized on the moment? Whatever we were, the trophy you see here is the only trophy we won that year. Let me tell you how the Heartland did the hustle. At 12 and under, we were 7th in the ASA Nationals in Salem, Oregon. There were 5 Southern California teams and 1 Ohio team that finished ahead of us. These Southern California teams dominated every age group in the ASA Nationals. At 14, we were 81 and 5. At first year 16s, we almost won the state tournament. I believe we were 48 and 12 that year. We were all set for a great season at 16 and under. In the fall of that year, however, one of our main pitchers, Melinda Andrews, succumbed to being bulimic and anorexic. Ended up in a Des Moines hospital for over a year to correct and to get healthy. She never played softball again. She would have been remembered as one of the all-time greats had she stayed healthy. Next in line was Sarah Delary. The second week of our season, she blew out her knee in Colorado. Sarah was a D1 pitcher at Eastern Illinois. So potentially 2 D1 pitchers are gone already, and now we're left with Stacy Reeder from Moline, very great pitcher, and also we had to have Kelly Woner, who hadn't intended to pitch that year and hadn't pitched the year before. But we managed to survive with those 2 alternating for a few weeks until the Heartland Shootout. At the Heartland Shootout on Sunday, by NTRA, we were beaten by the mercy rule, and Stacy Reeder was injured. So we were left with Kelly for about 2.5 weeks before the state tournament started as a pitcher, our only pitcher who hadn't intended on pitching at all. As I said, this was a most unusual season. That NTRA team was quite the team. We ended up playing the next week. We played up at the 18 and under level and managed to play 500 ball there with Kelly doing all the pitching. And the kids were trying to rally around her. We came to a couple days before the state tournament and league, and Stacy came back. She recovered from her minor injuries, and that set the stage for the state tournament. The state tournament bracket came out, and NTRA got a bye, and if we win our first game, we were to face them. And naturally, we won that game, and out of the 40 teams there, the top 6 qualify onto the regionals. And that's the only way you had to qualify for the nationals back then, is go through the state regionals. Well, as luck would have it, Kelly pitched a great game. The plays that we worked on in that practice the week before led us to that victory. In the 4th inning, we squeezed a run home for a 1-0 victory. And without that win, our season would have been over. As luck would have it, things started changing after that. We did qualify for the regional tournament, and by finishing 5th, and they were taking 6 teams. NTRA was not so lucky, and at that point, we picked up 2 of their best ball players. One in Carrie David, a just absolutely great pitcher, and Kim Suffield, a great hitter. And what that provided us is what we had when we started the season for the replacement of Sarah Delary. Sarah hit 4th in our lineup, Melinda 5th. They were no longer there. But with the pitcher and also the hitter, the bat fourth for us, we were able to go to the regionals. And in the regionals, in Greenville, Indiana, you had to finish in the top 3 to advance to the Nationals. We finished 4th, did not qualify for the Nationals. Because the tournament was played at Normal, Illinois, the Nationals, the first team that was asked was going to be us. The next highest finish that did not qualify for the Nationals. The Hawaii team elected not to go, and we took their place. I told you this was unusual. With new life and playing more aggressive style on to Normal. We won our first game at the Nationals against the Scrappers from Kansas when we broke a tie with a suicide squeeze in the top of the 7th for a 2-1 victory. We won the second game versus the Panthers from Pasadena, Texas, 4-2. When we broke the tie in the top of the 6th with 2 outs, we did a double steal. They overthrew third base and both runners scored. We won the third game in a very exciting game. Stacy pitched and she pitched a 1-hitter. It was a great effort. But the whole team, they had an equally great pitcher, about a 6-foot left-hander. The great pitch was a rise ball. In that game that was scoreless going into the 7th inning. The only 3 runners we had at the time were all thrown out trying to advance and make things happen. With 2 outs in the top of the 7th, and Kim Suffield, one of our pickup players, coming to the plate, I called time and asked her if she knew what the hit and run was. And she said, "Yes, coach." And I says, "First or second pitch?" He says, "Well, let me take a look at one." So we let her take a look at one. Luckily, it was a little high with the rise ball pitcher. And on the second pitch, I gave Amber the steal with 2 outs, wanted her running all the way. And Kim lined a double in the gap for 1-0 victory. That was the most exciting game any of my teams that I can recall have ever been in. There have been other great games. The next game in the final 8 was against the Hardliners from Houston, Texas. We scored 7 runs in the first inning. A team that absolutely thought they were going to destroy us. 5 of those were on suicide squeezes. Back then, when the pitchers were at 40 feet, you had to execute, and this team did. We played defense, and we executed on offense. With great pitching and catching, you get things done. Coming to the ballpark and seeing your team in the Final Four, the winner's bracket on Sunday, against 3 other Southern California teams was only something you dream about. We lost to the Stealth from Encino, California, 2-0, and we had our chance in that game when they had the 1-0 lead early, but we didn't execute at that time. And I think it had to do something with their defense and their pitching. We did beat a Southern California team 1-0, as Carey pitched a 1-hitter in that game to beat the Cruisers from Irvine, California. Our season came to end the next game from the Lightning from San Diego, California. It was just an amazing tournament, how we got things done. How proud we are of our finish at the Nationals. With the help of Kerry David and Kim Suffield from NTRA, this would not have happened. Our players welcomed Kerry and Kim, and I think they knew how important it was to have them on our team. Everyone played to the best of their ability that week, and that's what you can ask for, all you can ask for from any team. It was rumored when we got back how it must have been so easy to get to the 4th place finish, but the fact is, out of the 7 games we played, 6 of those teams finished in the top 10. It was not a cakewalk. This team was going to be nominated for the Illinois ASA Hall of Fame by the state youth director, Moreland Fink. However, Moreland died that fall, and the committee was to meet later. I want to thank John Nelson and the Heartland organization for the long overdue honor. I know this means a lot to the players and the coaches of that team. Now let's meet those players and coaches. If you'd step forward when I read your name. In no particular order. Lisa Rashi. Stacy Reeder. Thanks, Stacy. Nikki Gorge. Amber Gay. Michelle Martin.
They're gonna drop us.
Sarah Didlary. Jessica Gibbs. And one of the NTRA players, Carrie David. Kelly Woner. Samantha Stabline could not be here. Jen Farrell. Amanda Bevins. Also not being able to attend, Jamie Props, Jody Hoover, and the other NTR player, Kim Suffield. The coaches, Dave Gorge. Jeff Lauk. And unfortunately, Rich Delary, who passed away a few years ago, who will be missed. Thank you.
The Heartland Shootout Tournament Director and Co-President John Nelson and Heartland Co-President Mike DeLuce would now like to present America's Heartland Hall of Fame plaque to Coach Butch and the 1994 Heartland Hustle. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to the ceremony, and we thank you for coming to the Heartland Shootout. Play hard, get dirty, have fun, and we hope to see you all again next year.